Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a stonk market.
It
I
is.
see it now.
Much more reliable.
Yeah.
Way more
My gorilla
reliable.
arms have led me to bankruptcy.
That's capitalism for you.
Diamond hands.
Mm-hmm. Gorilla arms all day.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I think that means we're live.
We've
It
been
does.
live for a moment.
Hi, friends. It's Friday. That means we're on Defenders of Kobold playing the Anvea campaign.
Is that where I am? Son of a... I gotta go.
God damn it.
Yes,
I thought we got
it
away.
is.
We tricked him again.
Yep. Every time. But yeah, we're playing Anvea tonight. The game system I'm dragging everyone through as I finish writing it live. But, it's good. It's good. Session 3. Let's see. We'll do character introductions, and then I'll do the recap of what all happened. So we'll start with that. I'm just going to go by the Zoom overlay order. Because if I have the stream up, it distracts me. So, Chuck,
gosh.
what are you doing?
That's me. I'm Chuck. Hi.
Who are you?
I am playing Rudigar. I picked the name, and even I don't know how to pronounce it. So, but that's me. Halfling, sneaky sneak, shooty shoot. Criminal.
Yeah,
That's me.
it's good.
But the good criminal.
Yeah, the good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Dan.
Everybody,
Yes.
I'm Dan, and I'm playing Akar, our melee mage?
Yeah,
It's called a melee.
pretty much.
Yeah, that one. They
I
use
like it.
magic to do hurts.
If you mix melee and mage, you get mage.
You do.
You do. Or mead.
Or you get Medge.
Or Medge.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of a paladin, and they're neutral
Yeah.
so far. I mean, we did steal books
Yep.
that are
People
contraband.
that may or may not be good, but who knows? Yeah. John, who are you playing?
Yeah, I'm playing Lonan Darkheart, who is a gnome, kind of an odd-looking gnome. He's got a creepy spider tattoo that covers quite a bit of his body, but most of his clothing covers that. And he's got some extra tattooed-on eyes that when he casts magic, they kind of come alive a little bit. And no one has yet to really ask him about how any of that has come to be, but he does make telekinetic webbing, it seems like. So,
Yeah. A few people have made a little bit of comments, but not too much inquiry. I think
Yes, you
the
know.
Echo Warden guy asked you a little bit about it. But,
Yeah.
Yeah. Jake, who are you playing?
I'm playing Ahab Lavigne Sherman, who is a Western monster hunter who's currently struggling through a dry spell of no monsters to hunt. But he's tagged along with this crew to hopefully rustle up some danger to make himself famous.
I think we'll get that tonight.
That'd be good. Yeah. And then Alex, who are you playing?
I'm playing Gareth Belmont, a minor priestess of the House of Daggers. He just wants to preach the good word of the House of Daggers, a warm, loving home that will protect you at all costs. Mm-hmm. Peace be with you.
No ulterior motives.
Not at all.
No ominous names.
Mm-hmm.
Why are these crosses you carry pointy on one end?
Nah, don't worry about it.
Everybody
All
gets
right.
one good pat on the back.
Just
Yep.
one.
Just one.
It's usually all you need. But yeah, so last time you guys decided to poke the bear that is the Catherine Inquisitors. There's kind of this quarrel going on between the Inquisitors and people that are remnants of the Deep Basin. No one really has too much of a say-so of like who's in the right or who's the wrong, because the Inquisitors seem to go a little bit far and harass these people a lot, but also they claim to be doing it because they don't want all the stuff that happened to the east with the whole an entire country dying overnight thing to happen again. So everyone just kind of looks the other way to not get involved. But you decided that they were harassing this nice old librarian lady, and you would mess with them a little bit. So they had kind of harassed her a little bit. They told her to hand over some contraband books, which seemed to be the thing that they're the most interested in. As you guys looked at them and kind of investigated them a bit, seemed to be like they're magic related in some way. They seem to function as a spell focus for some people. They seem to have all sorts of magic secrets encoded in them. And with that, that's probably why these guys are interested in them. But you're not exactly sure why. There's lots of rumors. They claim that they're trying to destroy that past because they don't want it to repeat. But then there's other rumors that they want it for themselves. But yeah, you waited in the shadows as this exchange was happening, as she handed over the books. I believe it was John did a little spider web fishing line hook and yoinked it out of their pack, rolling ridiculously well on that, completely subverting the combat.
I think the best
4
part
successes.
is we never actually interacted with these people.
Right. Yeah. Not at all.
Not at all.
All of the times that you did, it was indirect, and things like no information ever flowed back to them. So they are mostly unaware that you even exist.
It's probably good for us.
Even when you were kind of like tailing them and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. You imagine they'll probably notice that the books are missing at some point, and then no one's really sure how they seem to be able to track these things too. So you have no idea if they'll ever find you again, or maybe they'll find you quickly. Who knows? But yeah, you yoinked the books. They rode away. As they were leaving, they dropped off this like shadow beast thing that went in to harass the librarian. Kind of tore her home up a little bit, and you guys killed that. They also left a few in the town square and harassed a bunch of people and just caused this big commotion and stuff as they were leaving, probably to just prevent people from following them. After that, you met the valiant and not cowardly at all Hugh Donahue, the centaur monster hunter cowboy.
He bravely ran away.
You guys to yeah. Yep. He recruited you guys to take up a monster hunting job for him that he claims he'd be able to do himself, but it's just, caves don't work well with his hooves. And but he found a few overlapping jobs that were out there, and he's taking the cut of one for you guys to get the payout of 2. So more than you would have got, but that's where you guys are at with that. He marked it on the map there, which that's what that little X is on our Foundry map. I don't know if that's even visible for the stream or anything, but okay, cool. Learned of that. I'm pretty sure that was just about all the information you got. You guys talked with Ballastar the next day. He was apparently able to take out 2 of those shadow beast things by himself, and was a little bit boastful about it, but seemingly deservedly so. And I think the plan was that you guys were just going to head out and track down this monster that got a little bit of information on. It's known as a Grusk. Seems to be able to regenerate pretty well. It's usually solitary. Likes to be in caves or hovels, kind of out in outskirts. And I think that's the only plan that we had so far. Nope. We pick up. It's about midday. It's going to take about a half of a day to travel out. You're not exactly sure. Like, the mark that you have on the map is kind of a general area that's been triangulated based on all the sightings and things. Like, there was some actual legwork that Hugh Donahue did in determining this, where he corroborated a lot of stories and things. He seems to be actually like pretty decent at that, but not so much at fighting or combat or anything that's dangerous.
Wait, What did you say this guy's name was again?
Hugh Donahue.
Hugh Donahue. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Does he go
Yep.
like jump off buildings and fly away into the sunset and goes, Hugh Donahue, away?
I thought it'd be a microphone.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Phil's cousin.
I don't know if there's like an actual character that has anything like that. I just thought it was a silly name to
Oh,
combine.
no, he's an old
But-
news reporter.
Is he?
Yeah.
We live in
I
a day
didn't
and age
Google
in
search
which
it.
anytime you come up with a name, you're like, I better Google that to make sure no one has that yet.
I swore I did, but I guess
Oh,
I didn't.
I'm sorry. It's Phil
But no,
Donahue. My
it's not
bad.
a-
Yeah,
Oh,
Phil,
yeah.
Phil Donahue.
Phil
yeah.
Donahue. Okay.
The talk show host.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Safe so far. Safe so
So
far.
so far. Yeah.
I mean, someone probably does have that name, but it's no one of importance.
Probably. I just thought it was funny that it was Hugh Donahue. Like I saw those two names together and thought it would be hilarious if someone had both of those names. And that was the
Nice.
extent that I thought about it. So that's supposed to be a reference to it. But yeah, so you guys are in the town of Westreach. And you can do some prep. It kind of depends on how you guys are wanting to approach this hunting mission. I think he gave you some info, and I think Battlestar, when you talked to him, he gave you a little bit of info as well, saying that usually it's good to, I think he told you it was good to starve them out. You don't want to fight them when they're well fed, because they act a lot more optimally and rationally, and they can be a lot more cunning. But when they're starved out or hungry and they're more desperate, they seem to be a little bit easier to deal with.
Is this a dead or alive
A little
kind of
bit more
thing?
vicious.
I think preferably dead.
Dead or
Yeah,
alive.
preferably dead. I don't think
Okay.
anyone wants this in alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting twist on the monster hunting profession.
Yeah. Yeah, we really would.
We have to capture them so they can be brought to an arena for people's entertainment.
Oh, I was thinking we
Put
capture
Put them into
them,
a small ball.
take them to where we want to, the people that paid, like, here's your monster, and you just let it go. You got to pay me again if you want me to.
I mean, could do that, but
Is that like the prison in Mass Effect?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I haven't played that game.
Oh.
It came out before Joe was born.
Mhm.
I don't even know if
It
that's
did.
true, but it might have. I feel like not all of them did, but
Gosh, now it's like a question I need need to know the answer to.
2007.
2000. Okay, yeah. So I was 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Too,
It was
too
around,
young for
but no, I never
those
played.
mature alien scenes.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's kind of up to you guys on how you want to approach it. You could just go straight there, but you'd be getting there kind of around nightfall. You can take a day kind of doing more preparations and things. This is going to be using the travel mechanic, where basically you're in kind of like the prep stage right now, where you're able to gather information, gather supplies, secure transportation, and prep, where you can get like tokens that are basically these like placeholder items that you can spend them to say like, oh, I have a ladder or I have a rope or something like that. That's particularly useful. So it's all kind of whatever you guys want to do to prep for this, or you don't have to do that at all. You can just set out right away, get there as fast as you can, and kind of take it as it is.
Can we get some barrels
trap?
of oil? Oh, bear traps are fun too.
Keeps it from running
Yeah.
away.
I want barrels
Sure.
of oil. If it's in a cave, we just go to the cave mouth. We pop a hole in the barrel. We roll it in there. Light the oil
Light it on
trail. Mm-hmm.
One of us stays outside and says, "Oh no, my leg's been caught in a bear trap. Help!"
Help us. Real quick, Joe, do you want to turn the gain down on your mic a touch? You're breaking up on your peaks.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Might be a little spicy.
Like your volume's
bit
coming
spicy.
through fine, but yeah, you're breaking up a touch on the peaks.
Is that better?
So far, I think.
Well, no, once you
I
start
think-
talking.
It looks a little bit lower. But yeah.
It might be something
So-
else.
Yeah,
This is my normal talking volume, I think.
it did not help.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if it is.
I don't
It's
know.
crackling.
Is it still?
Still
It sounds
crackling.
crackling. Yeah.
It might be something else too.
Hmm.
I've had
It's-
weird little issues with my audio input.
It's your cat. Your cat's taking revenge
Your
on your
cat.
cables.
Yeah, definitely the cat. Did you
All the-
accidentally run your USB cable by your power
Oh.
cables?
While Joe is looking at that, that does remind me, we got to throw something out. Our good buddy Reed,
Oh, my.
creator of Umerica, he needs some assistance. He's having some very intense medical issues. He's got to
thing.
move across country to get better medical aid. And he's got a GoFundMe. If you can donate, please do. If you can't, don't feel bad. But share the link. Dan threw it in chat. It's also underneath our map here on the stream overlay. Yeah, donate if you can. If you can't donate, just share it. You know, drop it in some discords, or I don't know what you call it anymore. You don't tweet anymore? Do you X now?
Yeah.
Easy.
You
Oh, you
zeke
just tweet it.
just tweet it. Facebook
Just
it
tweet
so
it.
your grandmother can help.
Yeah, you can even print it and put it in a letter with some postage and put it in the mail.
Chain letters. People love chain letters.
People
love
love
chain letters.
We should bring it back.
Yeah,
Yep.
actual
Post office
letters.
needs your money.
Staple it to someone's door.
Staple
Yeah,
it to someone.
especially the glass ones.
Oh, I like that.
Get it in the screen door. Is this better?
I think so.
Thanks.
Am I crackling?
We'll give
No.
No anymore?
I think it sounds good.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. I use voice meter, and I think I had my other headphones also paired, and it was trying to access them. And
Oh,
was a lot more work on the driver.
make things fun
Yeah.
sometimes.
I think that's what it was. So I was using these headphones earlier.
You guys and your silly voice meters.
That's probably what it was. I wish Windows was better at audio. And
Same.
That'd be good.
Anyway,
It's a problem.
let's
But
get
yeah,
some supply tokens.
Some supply tokens. Okay.
Enough for bear
So-
traps and barrels of oil.
And lots of ladders.
Yes.
Yes.
They,
So this
Do we-
is
do you know if they
a
prefer live prey or any kind of meat is good, or
seems to be live prey from what you've heard. It's usually it'll like track things, catch them, drag them back to its lair, eat it like while it's alive. Is what you've heard. So,
I'm
like
hearing
there-
one of us
you-
is going to be bait.
Or
yeah.
we get a goat.
Could
It
but
worked in Jurassic
like the
Park.
smarter one.
Not at first, but
Eventually.
yeah.
We just
But
have
you
to
can
Killing
have
them out. So
we've just got to
people
have
would
more
be
patience than the lawyer did.
exactly.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, definitely from everything you've heard, it seems to be live. Like usually you don't find bodies left over, other than people that like fought it and then weren't eaten. But everything that is eaten is usually like back wherever they're living.
Be right back.
Okay.
Okay. And so if you're wanting to gather supplies, that can be a find test, and that'll be based off of, you'll get the context here, which is common or
Urban.
my cat is freaking out. Yeah, common or urban, yes.
I can do that because
That
I've
kind of applies to this entire area.
have acceptable luck. Okay, find
Mm-hmm.
and
I got
the
common.
context. Yeah. What's your
Yeah.
total dice pool? Mine's gonna be 4, 5, 6.
It's which attribute?
It'll be find ties to luck.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, find. Yeah, I don't
Mhm.
have find. So, all Or no, I did find. I'd be throwing like 5 dice.
Can we both look?
So
Yeah, so pretty much like your choices while you're preparing are. Let me get back over to that. So there's prepping, gathering information, securing transportation, and then gathering supplies specifically for the travel. So if you're prepping, that's like equipment that you're going to bring for the destination. Gathering information reduces like the amount of damage that you're taking over the course of the travel. Securing transportation reduces the length of the travel, and gathering supplies for the travel that lets you just deal like extra. It's kind of like delve items in heart,
Sure.
where you throw extra damage at the travel.
I could do some gathering information.
Okay.
And like all of you could do the same thing or different things. It's kind of up to you.
Well, why don't we split this up? I will find items for the destination.
Okay.
Lonan will find information. So someone gets supplies, someone gets travel. Was there a fifth
I
option?
will arrange for travel. I expect we'll be walking on foot.
Yes. By default, it's usually on foot, unless you guys like have a vehicle or something for some reason. But it's usually assumed that you're on foot. And so the other thing that contexts do, so when you're in an encounter or you're in like moment-to-moment things, contexts just give you an extra die. When you're outside of an encounter, though, like during prep or something, it also reduces the difficulty of whatever test you're doing by 1 step to a minimum of 1 step. So if you have a context for the area, and you can be a little bit more specific on like what you're looking for, and that might normally increase the difficulty on what you have to roll to find it. But if you have that context, it's lowered.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am going to find a goat and rope and oil and torches and bear traps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Being specific with some of those things, I'd say like that is a 2 success test,
Well, good
but
thing.
it's reduced by 1 step because you have the context for it.
Oh,
And
I got
I'd
2
say
successes.
roll for that.
I already did. I got
You
2.
got 2 successes on top of that. Okay. Great. So, and it was oil, goat, rope,
Bear traps and torches.
bear traps.
5 things.
Okay. Yeah. So the most of those things are pretty normal, like rope, torches, bear traps. Those are pretty common. The goat and the oil would have been a little bit more difficult to get enough oil for this, but with 2 successes, you're able to. And the goat, it's like not a huge goat. It's more like the runt of the litter type
That's
goat.
fine.
But it's still alive. It's good.
Well, he just needs to be a sacrifice anyways, so.
Yeah. There's some meat on his bones.
I was just gonna gather some information, like any particular vulnerabilities, hunting patterns, preferred prey, things like that.
And then the information can be both on like the destination or the just like what the trip is like the route.
Sure. Oh, okay, yeah.
And both apply to, but basically the travel test has like a dice size and then a number of dice. The dice size is how much damage you guys are taking, and the number of dice is like what its health pool kind of is. So like if you had 2 d6, I roll those and that sets like its health. So if you're reducing the amount, then it reduces like the health. So gathering information is reducing the step of the die. So that way you just take less damage on it. You're more prepared. You kind of know what you're going to run into along the way. But yeah, I'd say roll for that. Kind of whatever method that you want to do. Like find is usually pretty specific to like getting items and things, unless you have a different way that you're trying to like leverage contact or something with it.
Well, I was thinking like lore or something along those lines.
Yeah, lore works. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
One success.
Yeah.
And then do you have either the common or the urban context?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So yeah, with that, you're definitely able to reduce the step of this travel by 1 step.
Okay.
So be taking a d6 worth of damage instead of d8 from just random encounters and things.
Nice.
And then I think Dan, you said you were wanting to do travel. You were wanting to.
Yeah, I'm gonna knock this out of the park. I'm looking for like at least like a hand cart at a minimum.
Okay.
But
Sure.
but if I can swing something that's got like a mule or something to haul it, or if I lavishly just roll heaps of successes, then like a wagon.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I
go for
expect
it.
0 success. So
We expect great things from you, Dan.
We'll see.
I got 2 dice for charisma, so. And I rolled ones on both of them.
Man.
And that makes it a crit fail.
Yeah.
All right, go Dan.
Dan is robbed on the side of the street.
I actually broke my legs, so now you guys have to carry me.
I don't know. I mean, like, the critical fails are bad, but I think the thing that hurts me the most is I had already come up with the name for your goat. Or I'm sorry, for your mule. I have the goat. You would have the mule, and I was going to call him Ferris Mueller.
Oh, well, someone else might have to try and get him because that's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunately,
to not have.
you have no luck picking up anything. The crit fail in this case is not going to make it more difficult, but it's just you're not able to scrape by really anything. Like, there's not as many carts available. There's not very many people like kind of traveling out that way either. So everywhere you're going, you're just not finding any luck securing anything.
No carts for that guy. People got signs up.
Yeah.
Yeah, your picture. They're like, this guy, don't sell him a cart.
So
You know what he did to my last cart? You don't want to know what he did to the last cart.
And
Dead goat everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that's disappointing. The goat could have really used a friend. You guys want to know what I named the goat?
Why'd you name the goat?
I named the goat That's All She Goat. Stuff. That's all she wrote.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay.
We're not going to be able to get rid of any of these animals because they have such good names.
Puffin Daddy,
So
Brian Crabston. That's
the
all
sacrifice
she
is off. Yeah, the sacrifice is off now.
I knew it was going to happen. Like, I'm going to get this fucking goat and I'm going to just totally take it in.
Yep.
God damn it.
Just
Just open a petting zoo.
and then we've got
That's
Jake.
actually our
and
adventure.
Alex.
What's the difference
So-
between prep and supplies? Which one did Chuck roll for?
I did.
Chuck did prep, which is end destination items.
Gotcha.
And then gathering supplies basically gives you like it gives you a die that you can burn during the travel to just throw at the trip. So
I'm gonna step away from it just a moment.
sure.
In that case, I'll look for
Because
some
like at the end of
supplies.
every encounter, that's when you get to deal damage to how much travel you have left. So having an item to burn that just lets you skip more things. But yeah, you can do like a find or kind of however you feel like you're going about gathering supplies.
And it's just a skill roll.
Hey,
Yep.
Al
Okay,
success.
got 1 success. All right. That gives you 1 step. So we've got a D4 currently to just burn during the travel.
Cool.
And then Alex, is that what you're doing as well? Is gathering supplies with Jake? Okay. So if you get any successes, it'll just bump it up to a D6 or D8, depending on how many you get.
Can I roll it from the screen? Can I roll it from there?
You have to use the
Yeah, if you
microphone.
you have to select your character token. They should be like over on the right side, and as long as they are selected, if you use the D6 pool macro, it should pop up.
I really, come on. My mouse just still does not like Forge.
Are you able to see that D6 macro?
I just got zoomed in really far, and it takes me a long time to get zoomed back out.
Oh, okay.
Here, hold on. We'll just skip it for right now. Like, you guys continue on while I mess with
Okay.
this.
Or I guess I could roll it off your sheet for you. So you're trying to do like a
That's fine.
find test?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That'll be a luck. Then do you know if you have common or urban as your context?
Let me see.
Looks like you
No,
have
it
common.
was. I think I have common in religion. I believe.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So as long as you have one of them, then you're good. You can add the context to the roll. So
Oof.
got no successes. You can push if you want to take damage. But,
Nah.
okay. That's fine. You still have your guys D4. And that pretty much is all the prep for the travel. So you guys still have the choice of like if you want to set out today and you'd be getting there at night, or if you want to set out next day, you'd probably be getting there a little bit like in the middle of the day, depending on how early you leave. You're muted there, Chuck.
Bryce, God damn it. I always do that. Anyway, I would vote for the next day because it would be nice to be
Sure.
able to lay eyes on this during sun time.
Right.
That way we can better trap it, I assume.
At least get a lay of the land. Yeah, figure out where the best place to put That's All She Goat.
Presumably, if it stalks at night, which monsters do, I think, then it would be foolish to go there with all of our stuff at night.
Why did you say
That's
I
true.
think?
No reason.
Well, why wouldn't I say I think?
Well, because you said you hunt monsters. You should know.
Well, it's been a while.
Define.
By a while,
Yeah.
how long?
Yeah.
Well, look, all I'm saying is if it hunts during the night, maybe, we would be fools to bring it a goat directly at night. I'm agreeing with your plan, in other words.
Okay.
Rudigar's got the right of it. He knows what's up.
Thanks.
There are a lot of daytime predators. I mean, there are, I guess. But okay.
I mean, we're here, so that makes 5 of us.
I think we'll be fine. We got this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not known for taking out hordes of townfolk, so
It's not known for it.
not known for it.
We could make it known for it. It's never too late.
That's true.
We're gonna accidentally
I guess that's an
train it.
ambition. Yeah.
Yeah.
That rope. Let's bring it in.
Yeah. It would be the first time you got a bunch of creatures to attack a village
it'll
in one of my
be-
games.
It'll be a TPK, but then we all come back as its children who watched that all happen, and now we just go and murder townsfolk.
I like it.
Yeah. All right. So with that, we'll say, you stay the night. It's the next day, unless there's anything you guys wanted to do during that day. But we can just fast forward.
Yeah.
It's the morning, right at the crack of dawn. You've got your goat. It's on a leash. You've got your rope, your oil barrels, all that, and you're able to set off towards where Hugh Donahue indicated. It's probably in the area of. You'll have to get like kind of close. Probably do some like tracking and things once you get there, but give you some tips on what to look for and all that. So you set off.
Yeah.
Our travel is 2d6, and I rolled a number off of those. And so about an hour goes by, and then after maybe the second hour, sun's still coming up. You're traveling along a road that's not super well traveled, but it's maintained somewhat. Every so often you'll see signs that kind of like point off to different cities. Some you know are still there, some you know aren't. You're getting more kind of into like the outskirts of the wild and things. Seeing less trees, vegetation. It's getting a little bit more of a desolate landscape, you would say. But there's still some like sparse trees and brush and things here and there. And the thing that you guys notice after about 2 hours looks to be like a shed, maybe. It's kind of far off the side of the road, but it's kind of like in the direction that you're going. You see it for a while. It's pretty flat, but you feel like you should have passed it by now as you're traveling. And as you cross over one part of this path, you see that there's like this very kind of gouge going through the road off the edge that seems to lead kind of towards where this, maybe it was a shed, but now that you can see it kind of closer, it's got like a flat top. It just looks like a box.
Oh, I do like boxes because there could be
boxes?
things in boxes.
Let's go check out the box.
Let's go check
Yeah,
out.
what's in the box.
We should check out the
What's in the
box.
box?
Or
But
Death for Brad Pitt.
first, why don't we take a 5-minute breather here and just see if we can see what made that gouge?
Oh, like look with our eyes.
Yeah. And then once we have that information, we go and see what's in the box.
Looking at it, it looks like something was drug through the ground. That's about 7-ish feet wide. Seems to line up with maybe the dimensions of that box that you see out there. So it looks like it's just kind of dragging.
So
Yeah.
somebody threw the box.
I know what this
Crank.
is.
What is it?
It's a giant box turtle.
It could be. I mean, it could
Maybe.
also be like there's someone on the other side of it moving the box,
Maybe
and
a
that's why
giant-
we've never caught up with it.
Through a crate or something.
And then if the other thing you would notice too, looking at the trail that it's kind of leaving behind, is it seems to be not like a very consistent. Like every so often there's like a little bit of pool of the dirt, so it looks like it slides and then stops, slides and then stops. But definitely seems to line up with that, and looks almost like cube shaped, like and even 7 feet in every dimension. You can't see what's on the other side of it though, from where you're at, and it's kind of far out there. But you've got this trail like leading straight to it.
They're
It's,
sneaking over that way.
it's Sisyphus's box.
Listen, don't make up words.
I have an idea. I'll go to approach the box.
I'll follow.
Okay. Start walking, and as you get closer, you hear the sound of. It looks like it's made out of metal, and you hear the sound of this metal just dragging along the dirt and the gravel. It's pretty grating, and you just hear it as it's sliding. How close are you getting to it? Are you trying to like look at it from way off, or are you just trying to go straight up to the box?
Straight up to the box.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
skirting around to the side. I want to try to get ahead of it to see if something's dragging it.
Sure.
I'm gonna hang back a little bit, kind of sneaky like.
I'll probably just kind of be probably by Al Sherman.
No, so yeah, I'm watching you guys.
Okay. So you're going a little bit wide, John, and then Jake, you're moving up. And
Thing.
as you see Jake getting closer to it, you hear the sliding stop. And it seems to stay in place. And you hear like a latching mechanism or something. You hear like something close, and you hear just like. And John, as you're going around the side, you don't see anyone in front of it, but it looked like maybe the other end of the box that was facing away from you guys was open slightly, and you see it swing closed. As you approach Jake, it looks to be this not really sure what metal, maybe steel box on all sides. It looks like it used to be maybe painted, might have been colorful at one point, but it's pretty faded away. You see there's like all these gouges and drag marks on every side of it, really. But the side facing you is not really painted at all. It's pretty much just flat. But you can see like all of the other sides used to have paint on them. And as you go around to the front, looks to be closed. You don't really see anywhere that doesn't have like a handle on it or anything. And as you go around to the other side, it looks like there's kind of a hole in it. And it doesn't go all the way through to where you can see the inside of it, but it looks like there's some sort of like mechanisms and things. You see like gears and things. It looks like there's supposed to be maybe like a key or crank on one side, but it's missing.
I'll move off to a side with like some painting on it, and I'll try to see if I can't brush away any grime or dirt or something like that to get an idea of what this thing might have been for.
Okay. Start brushing the sides of it. And you get, there's like lots of paint chips and things that are kind of falling away as you're doing that. But it looks like it used to be brightly colored and kind of like, you get like carnival-esque kind of themes, especially that's on your mind from the festival that you guys were just in. It looks like it used to have this like really nice trim and painting all over the sides of it. And it looks like it used to be oriented so that the side that was facing you guys as you approached it is the bottom, but it's like on its side and being dragged that way. You don't really see what was dragging it as it's just closed.
I walk up to the box. How big is the box, by the way?
It is a 7-foot cube.
Okay. I'm going to walk up to it and just knock on the side near where that circular opening is, but I'm not standing directly in front of it. I'm like to the side. I'm like, hello?
You knock. As you say that, you hear the sound of like springs kind of snapping and contorting on the inside. It sounds like a slinky just getting thrown around almost. And you hear this voice kind of meekishly respond. Go to. You hear like it sounds like the voice of maybe like a young boy or something. And you hear, "You're not going to be mean to me, are you? Like the others or that woman?"
No. We don't even know who or what you are. We just happen to be traveling and well, a bit of a curious sight, so we're just curious.
She put those boys up to it. They stole my handle.
Stole your handle?
Yeah. It should be right where you're standing. And you see like as they say that, the gears on the inside, because it's like kind of like a hole about this big, and then you see like the gears inside of it just kind of they're like trying to move, but they can't.
Oh.
And this voice is definitely very muffled. It sounds like it's coming from inside of this box.
Okay.
Is there a handle somewhere that we can find?
You can look around for it.
Sure.
Doesn't seem to be. You haven't seen anyone. It's pretty out in the open.
I yell back to Gareth, look for a handle!
I don't want to touch this thing.
As you yell that, like, look for the handle, he's like, "Oh, no, I don't think they have it here anymore. I don't know where they ran off to. That woman took it. I'm not sure where she is. She's only seeing if she wants to be."
Oh, well, that's inconvenient.
Mm-hmm.
Well, box friend, if we run into a woman with a handle, we'll try to acquire it for you. Do you have a...
You will?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, you hear like a latching mechanism undoing itself. And the box starts to kind of shake on either side. It looks like it's about to tilt towards you and like almost fall onto you, John, but then it tilts the other way and crashes. And you see the top spring open, and this long, slinkish hand comes out and plants itself in the ground. Probably like 6 feet long looking, and you can see there's like some sort of springy kind of robotic stuff underneath the tattered bits of its hand. And you see this Jack in the Box like character pull itself out. And looks like part of their face has been super ground down from being dragged along the ground as it's been pulling itself. You see there's on one side it's kind of like this completely still like Jack in the Box, it doesn't have anything that can move. But on the other side where you see this wireframe, you can see that there's like a mouth and some motors and things whirring. And as it talks, you see the edge of its mouth moving. And they poke their head out and they say, "Well, my name's Percy. Who are you?"
Well, my name's Lonan.
I may have.
Yeah.
Gareth.
Got a car
And they
and
Rudgar and
start pushing down, and their hand starts to like arc up as they're putting force on it. It snaps a little bit as like the spring kind of adjusts, and the box rights itself up. And they look down at all of you and kind of spin around. They say, "Oh, well, you seem to be a lot more nice than the last people I ran into. Jasper said that not everyone's mean like them. He gave me a second chance, you know. He pulled me from the screen. I used to be made of music."
Interesting.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Perfect sense.
100%.
Mhm.
I'll tell you the truth, Lonan. I'm terrified.
Yeah. Yep. This is definitely one of the new things I've seen in the world.
Yeah. Are
This
those,
man just
what-
dropped.
Can't
So what
say
do
that,
you-
beings made out of music? Sure, why not? Yeah.
So
It's
where
the music
did this?
that everyone can hear. Some refer to it as the echo.
Some call it death.
The echo, huh?
Yeah,
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
I used to be in it.
Oh.
Okay.
Jasper pulled me from it.
Was that
and
a
so-
long ways from here?
Yeah. It was pretty far off to the east.
Oh, well, we're headed that direction.
Yeah,
Really?
we got some funny books.
Well, if you run into a man named Jasper, he's very kind. I
Do
don't
you
like to
read-
be over there anymore, though.
Do you read books?
I used to when I was a boy. It's kind of hard to read in this form. These eyes don't really work. And he kind of swings his hand in front of his face.
So you wouldn't
I
be
see
able
in
to
other ways,
identify
though.
the woman who stole your handle.
Wait, you said
Not
she can
by
only
sight.
be seen when she wants to, but you can't see.
But he
Right.
can smell her.
Oh, okay.
I more see where people are, but not them. It's kind of hard to explain.
He can smell them.
I can smell you from here.
I could smell their form. No.
I imagine it's a bit like a robot bat with a
I
happy
can
face.
taste their fear.
I'm using the smell force.
Delicious. But no, she's this older woman, most referred to as some form of witch. She's very difficult to find, especially people of your age. If
What
you're
is
a
our
child,
age?
she's much easier to find.
Oh. So what you're saying, she doesn't belong in Gen Pop.
No.
Makes sense.
That was definitely the question that needed asked.
We gotta kill this lady.
we do.
Yeah,
but
probably.
we have to find her first.
I mean, she is a witch. You said she's a witch, right? A monster.
Yes.
So we have to hunt
I'm
it.
sure she still has my crate. She put those boys up to it, and they pulled it from me.
Yeah.
Where are those boys
That's why
at?
my... And then he kind of springs around. As he rotates, his arm goes like straight, and then he like aligns, kind of like a needle. that way. And it's further down the road that you guys are traveling.
Oh, okay. Well, we were
Okay,
heading down that way anyway.
Yeah, we're headed down that way anyway. Do you want to just stay here and hang out?
That's the idea.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you get too far away, then it'll be hard to find you again.
Where should I go?
Here, just close up.
Oh, okay. Will you be back?
That's the
Yeah,
plan.
we'll have to
Hopefully.
come back through here on
That's
our
the
way.
idea.
I mean, like, if
We're-
you don't see us again in like a week, then probably not.
We'll,
Yeah, there's a chance we could die, but
Yeah. We'll see if we can find your crank and bring it back to you.
I would very much appreciate that. That's normally what sustains me, but you can tell, and he like alludes to like his face kind of being destroyed. And like, usually I'm so much more colorful.
Okay.
So anything else?
well, pleasure to meet you, Percy.
Mhm.
Fare you well until our return.
Percy, what's your last name?
Shut
It's
up.
just Percy. I don't remember.
Okay.
I didn't.
He's
I don't
music-
remember much about before I became music. Jasper tells me that. I don't remember being music. I remember just a bright light and then vanishing, and felt more like a nightmare. But Jasper tells me I was music.
Percy. How long have you been like this? You know?
And he kind of cranks his head to the side. Well, I was a boy for, I think I was 11. And
Mhm.
now I'm probably 211.
Okay.
No.
Neat.
How long ago was that whole destruction thing? Question to the GM.
It was about 300 years ago.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Jasper's very nice. He's much bigger than I am. He plucks the music and finds people that used to be there.
Is he
I have a
also
second
made of
chance
music?
because of him. No, he just hears the music.
Okay.
Yay.
And he's bigger than you.
A
Like
lot,
a lot bigger? Okay. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm really about to pee myself here, Lonan.
Does Jasper like
it's
get
fine.
around, or is he just kind of in one place?
He usually stays a lot farther east than where my country
Okay.
used to be.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I bet you.
He
Bet you
says it's
could
easier
read
to hear
these
the music
books
there.
if you could read.
Because I've been removed from the music, I can't hear it anymore like he can. And I
Yeah.
can tell he pities me for that. And I don't like the look on his face when he feels pity. So it's hard for me to be over there by him. Which is why I'm out here, to meet new people.
Oh, all right.
That's good. Well, you've met some new people and nice people.
You're much
Yeah.
nicer than the boys that stole my crank.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do about getting your crank back.
Yeah.
And I mean, clearly Jasper's not anywhere around here because he said he's really big, and we don't see anybody really big here.
You wouldn't
so.
be able to mistake him. He's massive.
Eh. Oh boy,
Oh,
can't
boy.
wait to meet him.
Very tall, and he has lots of legs underneath him.
Lots of legs underneath him. Great.
Yeah.
It's an escalation.
He looks.
I mean, you need a lot of legs to move if you're massive.
Yes,
You do.
they're very dexterous too. That's how he built me.
Mm.
Sure it is. Yeah, of course.
That's how most people are built, I think.
With dexterity, yeah.
With
Mhm.
many legs. That's how you build many
Mhm.
things. With feet.
Many feet
Well,
of
I
strength.
say legs because they're under him.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know what kind of creature he is.
Like a
I don't know
giant
the name for it.
spider or something.
Not really like a spider. He has kind of like a shell over the top of him. He's very long.
Like a
Kind of like
millipede or a centipede.
a shrimp thing.
But a really big shrimp.
Yes, very big.
Great.
And he like extends up out of his box several feet until he's probably about 20 feet up in the air where his hand is. He's like about this big.
Oh,
He
okay.
slinks
You
back
know,
in.
you know, the next time children try to steal anything from you, do that and say boo. That should do it just fine.
I wanted to be friends with them. I didn't know they were trying to steal my crate. I think the lady put them up to it.
Okay, of course, yes. We'll find this Madam Witch of yours and give her a stern talking to.
Didn't happen to catch
Yeah.
her name at all, huh?
No,
Hmm.
they just said the old woman.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, we will be back at some point here, Jasper, and if we find your crank, we will certainly grab that for you.
Percy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jasper is the one who made it. I'm
Jasper,
Percy.
yeah.
Jasper's the one we're going
Jasper's
to avoid
on my
at all
mind.
costs.
I want to see this really big shrimp.
He's very kind,
Yeah,
especially if you hear the music as well. He says most people can't hear the music. They are overwhelmed by its benevolence.
Sure.
do you remember what the music sounded like?
No,
Hmm.
I don't remember ever hearing the music, but Jasper says that's because that's what I was made out of.
Huh.
I can't hear it now that I've been removed from it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Right. All right. Well, we're gonna mosey that way.
Yeah, we'll start walking away from Percy.
Let's have a nice day.
Button up, Percy, and we'll see you when we see you.
Thank you. And he kind of springs a little bit and he looks around. And there's kind of like a few rocks at a tree that's like off to the side. He's like, I guess I'll wait right there. And he knocks the box over and puts his hand out and starts dragging himself on the ground over to it. Looks like it's going to take him a while to get there, even though it's not very far away.
That's fair.
Good luck with that.
Amazing tensile strength of those springs.
And he goes to wave with his other hand, but it seems to like be missing. And you just see this stub with a crooked, sharp end of a spring wave at you guys. It says, "See y'all later."
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
You know, Rudigar, the benefit of hunting a witch is if we get the witch and she dies, we won't have to get rid of the goat.
Well, the goat wasn't for the witch.
No, but the witch can be for the monster.
I like it.
Let them fight. Yes, I like this.
Yeah.
But that's if we find the witch first.
Well, I mean, it's along the way.
Yeah. Might as well.
So
Might
I
be
mean,
a
this
considerably longer
job
way.
didn't have a time limit, did it?
No.
I would imagine before the next massacre or whatever. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a couple hundred years. There's no telling where she is now, but
Well,
Oh, he gave the impression that his crank was very recently stolen.
okay.
Yeah. I guess he didn't really specify that, but yeah, that happened.
I
recently.
picked that up. Yeah, especially when he said the kids are over there.
Yeah.
No, I thought for sure we'd be on a wild goose chase for something that happened like 200 years ago.
no, just the regular.
It's just the kind of thing I would throw at my players and be like, "Oh, nobody asked how long ago this actually happened."
Yeah.
Points over to where
you
a
get the
mountain
impression
is. And it's
that
like, okay.
No, over there. Oh, when did those trees get there?
weird. I bet those kids have grown up now. They're probably 250 years old by now.
They're also giants by now.
But yeah, so you guys move on. That's pretty much like the end of this encounter. If you have nothing else to say to them, he starts crawling away. And with that, you're able to deal stress to the travel or deal harm against it. So you guys have a supply of a D4, which can be expended. If it were a higher step, at this point you could like roll your d6, and then that would downgrade it to a d4. So the next stop along the travel, you could spend that d4, but spending the d4 just expends it. So it's kind of like rations or something like that. However you guys feel like it is playing towards your travel for the day. So I think that was Jake that found that supply resource, right?
Correct.
Okay. So you can roll a d4 first.
3.
3, all right. And then whoever wants to can roll a d6.
Maybe John, since you did most of the talking, I think.
Sure.
Nice.
Very good.
All right.
There you go.
Perfect. That is exactly what the stress of this travel was. I rolled a 9 on 2d6.
Oh, nice.
So with that, you guys make it to your destination, which is a smaller town than Westreach was. You kind of see it on the ways off. Again, it's more desolate out here, but there's still like spotted bits of trees and things. It looks like it used to be a lot more desolate until recently. There's some just random kind of patches of trees and grass returning to the land. And you see this smaller town. It's not super tiny, but you'd guess it's maybe like a few hundred people at most. It's got most of its walls still intact. It doesn't look like they've expanded too far from it. And you do see some like odd huts here and there, some animals that are in pens and things for farmers and such. And you approach the town. Trying to remember what the name of this town is because I wrote that in my notes.
It's Tacoville.
It's not Tacobel was, I think, another town that you guys are at. with the big bell that stood the test of time. I didn't name the town. What do you guys want to name this town?
Chalupa.
Chalupa. I'm fine with it. You guys arrive at the town of Chalupa. This seems to be kind of what lines up with where Percy pointed. So there may be some of those children that harassed him and stole his crank here.
Yeah, I'm maybe looking around for any
Giant
dragon
shrimp.
muffins.
And you do see, like, as you're arriving into town, there's no like guards or anything really like posted that are watching people enter or anything. You see the occasional kind of person dressed in armor or whatever, like patrolling just a little bit, but they're not like on lockdown or anything. It seemed to be a pretty open you see lots of little kids kind of running around here and there. Also in town though, there's like a market area, there's a tavern that's got things going on. A little bit lively, not quite as lively as the festival was where you just came from, but definitely not like a dead or like quiet town. As you stroll in, no one really breaks off to talk to you or anything, but yeah, what do you guys want to do first? You've got this plot with looking for the kids, or you could just go straight up for trying to track down the monster.
Maybe
Well,
just
if we go to the bar, we might be able to get information on both.
Good.
Rotten children running around, making
Mhm.
grown-ups' lives miserable.
Are the kids like playing a game with like a ball or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see like a few groups.
I'm gonna go try to intercept their ball, so they have to come and talk to me.
Okay. Yeah. One kid kicks it. It's rolling across there's like a pretty wide path through the center of the town, like where this road goes through that you came in on and continues out. So it's rolling through. You see him running up to it. You're able to stop it with your foot.
Hey,
You see this kid that looks to be maybe around like 6 to 8 years old. And he kind of freezes up. He sees, and he looks up at you. He's like, ah.
I'm like the same height. I'm a gnome.
Oh, yeah, you're a gnome. So yeah, he like looks over and looks at you,
You just
kind of
you
curiously.
look like an old child.
Yeah.
He looks at your tattoos and things. And it's like, sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. Hey, my friends and I are new in town, but we were wondering, could you talk to your other friends and see if any of them got a new like shiny like metal stick or like a handle or anything? And then we're gonna be over in the bar there, and if they want to come and let us know, there might be a little coin in it for you.
Coin. Oh. Okay.
Yeah. All right, off you go.
Uh, he grabs his ball and it's like, metal stick?
Yeah, like a handle, like maybe you'd crank something with or something.
Hmm. And he runs off, and you hear him like repeating those words almost a little bit out of order. And
Fair.
he just runs to his friends. They're all like looking at him, talking, and you see them kind of like
I can't wait to
talking,
see what we
doing
get
random
out of
stuff with
this
each other.
child's telephone game.
Mhm.
We're gonna find all sorts of things that aren't it.
Yep. But they're all going to be there.
By
at
the end
bar,
of this, we
so.
won't be in Gen Pop, that's for sure.
Mhm.
We're gonna have
All right.
all the metal sticks in town, though.
Mhm.
And with that, there's a nearby bar that you guys go into. You open up. It's pretty small. There's a few tables. It's not really packed at this time of day. I'd say it's like a little bit, maybe like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe a little bit after that. So some people still in there drinking. There's like a really old man kind of over in the corner, asleep. And then you just see the barkeep like wiping it down and nods at you and says, "Oh, anything I can get for you?"
Looking for information on a monster that's been rumored to be around town.
A monster.
Mhm.
Of what kind?
Of the stalking kind that makes its home in a cave.
Oh,
The monstrous kind.
yeah, we've had a few people go missing here in the last few months. I put a sign up, I swear for it, but it got torn down the other day. I've been meaning to make another one. Uh, but yeah, we've been having that this last few months. We're hoping it's not one of the more dangerous we've heard rumors of, but yeah, any information or any help that we can get with this. Hopefully, not everyone that's missing is dead, but if you find some sort of if you're able to bring back any proof or whatever, there's a few people around town that have put together kind of a pool of money to pay that off, and he says there's a few people in town that know a little bit more. He's like, I know it's kind of general in this area is what they've been talking. I kind of stay out of it, but that's what I hear a lot from as people are in here talking. There's been a few other groups that have shown up. None as big as you. I've seen like a group of about 2 or 3 people strong that were here the other day, but they haven't been back now that I think about it. So maybe they just moved on.
Did you happen to see like two guys in like plate armor and another guy wearing like a like what was it, a cape or something like that?
There's like a big fur
Yeah,
coat.
like a big fur pelt or anything like that.
As you asked that, he's like, people in armor don't sound familiar, but there was a man that rode through on a horse with a pretty big coat like that. Normally I don't pay attention to everyone that comes through, but it's a pretty weird coat for this area.
Yeah,
really gets
warm
that
weather. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
That guy.
They rode through. I don't know if they stopped here or anything.
All right. Well, get some
Do you know him?
food. No. But caused a bit of a trouble where we came from. So. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Oh,
hopefully he
what kind
won't
of
be
trouble?
back this way to bother any of your folk here.
Well, be sure to look out for him. Was there anything in particular you were wanting to know about? I know some things about this monster, but really, it hasn't personally like haven't been too involved. I've
Yeah.
helped put up some posters for it.
Any caves in the area?
Um, towards the south a bit, there's
Yeah.
it's a bit rocky and things.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot of caves per se, but there's like bears and things that have been in the area that seem to hibernate there.
Okay. All right. Uh, you serving any food?
Yes,
Great.
I just put something on. Most of it's not done, but I've got some soup left over from
Be right back.
from the lunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Soup sounds good.
Soup.
I could soup.
I'll also have some
you
soup.
Good soup.
Kind of dry up
Pulls
there,
up.
so soup sounds real good.
Yeah. Pours you each some soup, and it's like, anything to drink for all of you. And,
Yes.
all right. We've got ale, some mead.
What about the ale?
Yeah, nice ale.
It does all right, but and he pours it, gives each all a glass of that. After
This
a
is
little
going
bit,
to sound
when you're
very
sitting
weird, but are there any rumors of spooky old ladies in this town?
spooky old ladies. Well, it's there has been some talk. A few children the other day were uh, saying they saw some old witch-like woman. No one's really put a job out or anything for it, and there's been a few disappearances as well, and we're not sure if it's related to the monster or if this witch thing, but children always have their kind of stories.
Well, we were expecting some children to stop by at some point, so I suppose we could ask them about that.
It
And I
sounded
was
weird.
about to say too, as you guys are getting your food and your drinks poured and stuff, John, you see the door like opens kind of slowly as like this young child barely able to push into it, and they run in and they're dragging a big stick behind them. He's like, "I found a stick for you. Do I get
yeah?
gold?"
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Come on over.
And he drops it. It's like it looks like it's like a clean break from a tree. Looks like he just ripped it off or
All right.
found it
Yeah.
somewhere.
You know.
And there's like a group of 3 other kids behind him that are all like excited
Okay.
and just kind of like muttering amongst each other.
All right. Let's see what you got. And I'm like getting out my pouch.
So kids.
Got Raiders.
Holy shit.
no.
Ew. We got a bad case of the Raiders.
Lollygaggers. How's it going?
Lollygaggers.
What are those guys doing here?
Oh,
Yeah, so listen, kid. Are any of your friends hanging out with a creepy old lady witch?
There's a really mean old lady that runs the shop up there that smells really bad.
Yeah. I don't imagine that would be her.
You say it smells bad. Well, what does it smell like?
It smells like stuff that my mom makes sometimes that I don't like.
Oh,
what's your mom make that you don't
Broccoli?
like?
Like these weird green and red things. Tastes really gross. And this
Yeah,
lady's house
smells like
always smells
broccoli.
like that. And every time we're there, she always yells at us and swings a broom. She's really mean. She popped my ball once.
Okay,
Rude.
that's pretty rude.
Rude.
And he's like very proud about it, about his stick. And he's like, I found it just like you said.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for spreading the word among your friends and everything. There you
Yeah.
go.
It doesn't take us very long.
Yeah, yeah.
He takes like the little silver piece and it's like within the mundane amount, so you're able to hand wave it. It's
yeah.
not fortune stress or anything. He pockets it and he runs off, and they all start like kind of giggling and they run away.
I'll start moving the stick outside.
I don't know. We could jam it in that hole and maybe crank it real hard.
I mean,
The barkeep's like very confusedly looking at the stick that was just dragged in. Like, are any of those your kids?
Oh no, no.
No.
We we'd heard that there was like a metal part to a contraption, and
Giant hand
heard
crank.
that and some kids had stolen it, and I was just seeing if any of them knew, but stick's a
I haven't
stick.
heard of anything like that, but there's
Yeah.
a lot of kids here, so
Well, that's a positive
perhaps they
sign for
stole
the
something like
community.
that. Big hand crank though. What did it go to?
Just a
Giant,
big device.
giant Jack in the Box.
Giant Jack in the Box.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Can't say I've seen that, but I hope you find it.
Yeah,
Dude,
us too.
He says, it's like, you want to see if there's a group of kids that stole it. I mean, most of them play not quite as close to the street up here. There's, a lot of children like to play in like one of the parks that's farther north of town.
Okay.
Sure, if some parents would be over there, you could ask them. I bet
It's
they
always
would
important
notice
to
if their
let your
kid
kids-
brought home a giant crank. So
Yeah.
I'm sure any of the adults up that way would be able to help you find that. But I haven't heard of that.
Always important to let your kids play in the street. So
Right?
Less fun when there's horses that might, avoid them.
Yes. Try not to get them trampled, but they like the street.
Yes.
All right. With that, he's like, I wish I had more info, but all I really know is some people think that this creature thing's to the south, and I don't know much about your crank situation, but bet people a little north of here can figure that out.
Okay. So we got a north
Are you
and a
going to be
south.
needing lodging?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And like so you guys are really trying to take care of this creature. Like, going to be here a few days then?
Probably.
Quite possibly.
Okay. Well, we wish you luck. They're pretty nasty if it's what we think it is.
no, don't look at me that way.
Dan drastically
That's my-
switches camera angles.
Shot.
It's my laptop's web camera. My web camera on my dock is apparently just not there anymore for some reason.
I wonder
So
if there's like a Windows thing that happened, because I've never had a problem with this camera until today. So I don't know.
That's what
Okay,
you all
like
get for
weird, too.
updating Windows. Windows 98 all the way, baby.
Yeah. Never had any problems.
Not a one.
Can't play any new games, but still got Windows.
Got Windows 98.
Play Minesweeper.
The best of the best.
All right, but with that, he says that there's some lodging there for the night. It's not very expensive. It's within like the mundane costs that you're able to hand wave. He's like, yeah, we don't really have too many people that stay here, especially at this time of year. Most people are out over at West Reach for the festival and things, and so
There we go. I
A
just
whole lot of
unplugged
people
my
here.
dock and plugged it back in. So
Hooray.
the standard IT fix.
Yes.
Let's just think of that.
It's only broken if that doesn't fix it.
it's fact.
Super fact.
I feel that same way about human beings, and if I'm not feeling well. If I go to sleep and wake up still not feeling well, then I'm sick.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just it could be anything.
Yeah. It's just life.
Just barely
life.
an inconvenience.
Barely an
As you guys, is there anything else that you're wanting to do in the inn, or are you wanting to head out and like go north to try and talk to some of the parents of the kids? Or
Yeah, I mean, if we got a room for a night, how far north is this north?
it's like it's in town. It's like an area in town that
Oh, yeah.
it's like a little
Just a
kind of
little
park thing.
Been a
short,
few hours.
brief
Yeah.
8-mile walk.
Oh god.
Yeah,
No thanks.
yeah, it's not very far. Probably like a few hundred feet at most. It's like a little bit north of town, or a little bit north in town of this inn, which is the inn's like pretty much right in the center of town, right off the side of the road that runs through it.
Yeah.
As you step outside, you see two groups of kids, both with big sticks. And you see the one kid that first talked to you, he's like whispering, like, he gives people, he gave me this coin for a stick. I don't know why.
Look what you started.
Give each of the groups a coin for their sticks.
And they all like get out of it. A few of them were like kind of arguing over the coin and stuff, and like, oh, I'm the one that grabbed the stick, and I'm like, oh, I'm the one that dragged it here. And they all just kind of start bickering and run off.
And thus we ruined the stick child economy in this town.
Mm-hmm. Been de-established.
Yep. But you make it north.
Had to build cabins.
As you're out, you see there's like a few people that are doing kind of like their daily chores outside of their houses, doing their like sweeping things. See some parents that are kind of like yelling at their kids that are running around and stuff. Lots of
Stop
people
grabbing
talk
all the
to.
sticks.
Yeah. See some kids up in trees, just
Yeah.
trying to snap twigs and things off.
Oh my.
Yeah, see that type of thing. Anyone in particular that you guys are looking for? Is there any like? Are you trying to talk to like another group of kids, like a parent? What are you looking for?
I'm trying to keep it. Oh, go ahead, Chuck.
No, I didn't have an idea. I was just making noise until a thought came out. So you go ahead.
I mean, there has been the smelly lady has been identified. So
There is a smelly lady. I'm keeping it out for what will probably be some older, larger male children who are kind of looking like assholes.
Hmm.
Like they're giving shit to other kids. That I'm keeping an eye out for kids like that.
Okay, and like a slightly older group of like younger kids. Yeah, because like you get the sense too, like the crate. It was a 7-foot.
Yeah,
box,
it's gonna be pretty
and this
big.
is in the center of it. So, you know, most of these kids that you've seen so far did not look big enough to even barely be able to reach like where that hole was.
It could even be
so.
Teenagers. Wow.
God,
Oh,
God.
Delinquents.
Oh,
we stole it in one of
Friggin'
Chuck's
youngsters.
campaigns we haven't even played yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say looking for that. You don't really see any kids that are that old in this area, at least. But they all seem to be like just the younger type. You see like you see kids or people that are about that age, but not like in a group together. So you see like a few that seem to be around like maybe 11 to 15-ish that age, but no groups of like delinquent
okay.
preteens and teens.
Look for the obvious, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Some skateboards and none of that. But
Some older kids are just bullying some younger ones. I'm like, those two.
Those
them
are the
upside
ones.
Reverse on that. Do I see any obvious like goody? I'm looking for some kids that look like they're narcs.
Yeah, it's probably a few
Tattletales,
that meet that
yeah.
description. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say so.
I will go over there.
Mhm.
Hello, children.
Hey, look, are you a halfling?
Yes.
Oh, they're not really looking up at you, but yeah, they seem a little bit confused and kind of timid.
I am law enforcement.
Okay.
Charge of investigating crimes.
Oh, what kind of crimes?
Terrible crimes committed by people.
Oh, like what? What's the last crime that you did?
Well, the current crime that I am investigating is a couple of boys who stole a metal hand crank while in service of a witch that lives in the area.
A witch.
I am hoping you can
You
provide
mean
to
that mean
me.
old lady that lives up north?
Does she have a shop?
I think so. She's got a little house. Oh, it smells bad.
Well, that's what we've heard. Does she often have kids do crime for her?
Um, my older brothers, they've brought her like random things from the forest before. She asks for like mushrooms and things sometimes.
Where can we
Counting their
find
brothers as crime ditters.
Where can we find your older brothers?
Oh, they're not usually here until like nighttime, and my mom always gets really mad at them. But they're probably
Where?
just out.
Okay,
They might
continue
be
that
messing with
sentence.
like one of the. And he kind of like looks around for a little bit. He's like, they liked messing with what's his name?
Franklin.
We'll
God dang,
use
Franklin.
Delanor.
Roosevelt.
Farmer Yardley. Mr. Yardley out there, he always likes messing with him. They always like throw rocks at his goats and at his mules, that kind of thing. He gets in trouble a lot. He's supposed to be here, but he always gets out.
Where can we
I'm
find
a good kid though.
That is to be seen still. Where can we find Farmer Yardley?
He's that way, and he just points like off in that direction. He points like kind of towards the direction that you came at. I guess I'd be on the west side of town because you came in from the west.
All right. Well, very good, kids. You have assisted me today. Now remember, don't do crime or I'll kill your parents.
Oh. Okay. Do you have any weapons on you? Like, obviously.
I got my my bow on me. I mean, that would be visible.
He's like
Yeah.
looking at the arrows in your quiver. And you're like,
Stay out of trouble or I'll kick your dog.
and he
Remember,
just
kids,
runs off with that.
you see these two arrows? This one's named Mom and that one's named Dad.
Mom! And he runs off.
We should get out of here, guys.
After that, yes.
Why did you wait until after we got a room?
I mean, it's their word against ours. We're the big heroes here to save
Yeah, I killed the monster. Okay.
the day. And,
Where are we going?
I
we
think
can,
to Smelly Lady.
yeah.
All right.
There's Smelly Lady, and then there's a farmer outside of town that gets harassed a lot by
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
kids. By
Yeah,
the-
we could try to go to the boys first. The bad boys, who
Either
the
way.
parents are apparently going to die.
I think so, because honestly, I don't believe that at this point we have nothing on the Smelly Lady except for she's mean and she smells bad. And yeah,
What?
that's-
It sounds like she collects a lot of weird odds and ends. Maybe
If
she'll know
she's-
something.
that's a good point. Yeah, she's running some kind of apothecary or something. That
Mhm.
could be why her place smells funny.
She also uses a broom to chase children.
Most angry old ladies use brooms to chase off children.
Mhm.
Well, shit.
Which
Should
direction are you wanting to
Should
go?
we divide and conquer? Will some of us go talk to the old lady? Some of us go talk to the farmer?
Yeah, let's stick together just in case one of them ends up being spicy.
Yes. Let's hunt down the children. I mean, the farmer who knows the children first. We can't.
True.
All right. So
In case
guys,
they're minions for a witch, we don't want to mess with the children. Well,
make it out to the farm, Farmer Yardley. you see it was one of these you're like directed kind of to it's like a pretty small house, and it's got a big circular pen that's on the side of it. It's got a lot of goats, some pigs, some chickens. There's like a mule up front that's tied to a post. They're all kind of grazing. And you see this incredibly old, hunched man. He's got like a big straw hat on. He's kind of hobbling around, shoveling. He seems to be outside, just kind of just lost in his work.
A car or Sherman, one of you go talk to him.
Okay.
Lode and
Mr.
I,
Yardley.
yeah.
You call out, he doesn't hear you.
Oh. I have a whip. I will crack the whip.
Crack the whip, and he like looks up a little bit, and then turns and he gets kind of like startled that you guys are there. He's like, "Oh!" and he picks his hat up and hobbles over and sticks his pitchfork like into the ground, kind of leans on it a little bit. He's like, I don't recognize. Is you needing something? I'm
Yes,
always at the
Mr.
farmer's market in the
Yardley.
morning.
I'll shout at him. Yes, Mr. Yardley, we're looking for delinquent children. Have you seen any?
Ow! Are you one of their dads?
A friend of their dad's, yes.
You need to tell them to stop coming over here. They was throwing rocks at my windows, at my animals. I tried to chase them, but they were much faster than me. They was here this morning.
When they run away, which way do they run?
They usually run farther out. There's like a group of them, like 5 or 6. They always
Five or
like put
six.
each other up to it, and they seem to try and one up each other so you can throw the most rocks and so you can hit my window or hit me.
Well, we'll go try and give them a stern talking to. Thank you, Mr. Yardley.
Right.
If
I was
that
good for
fails,
it. Set them
we'll
straight.
give their parents a stern talking to that they won't soon forget.
Like, is there
Yeah.
a reason that you guys are in the area? Are you passing through on your way to the festival, or?
Now we're actually stopping also in town looking for a monster in a cave, but we understand these youths have been a big problem for people, so we're
Oh
out
yeah, I
doing
don't care
good
about no
deeds.
monster. A few of my friends have had some livestock go missing, but I don't think it's any monster. But these kids are annoying.
You don't think it's a monster? What do you think it is?
I mean, livestock goes missing all the time, and it might be those kids that are messing with them too. I've had like my chickens get stolen, or they leave the gate open, and I don't know where they go run off to. And there's foxes and things. Like, there's all sorts of stuff that happens before it's a monster.
Could be both.
So some of these friends of yours that do think it's a monster, if we wanted to talk to them, where would they be at?
Well, there's one right over there, and there's like a farm that's not that much farther that you can like see. You see them also like outside, kind of tending to their animals. They look a little bit younger. Like this
Okay.
man's like that you're talking to, Mr. Yardley's very, very hunched over. Very like he looks like he's probably in his 80s. You see a man that's closer to maybe like their 60s. That they've still got like some health in them, and they're out there and tending as well to their farm. So he's like, yeah, I've heard him complain about it, but I don't know. I think he just wants people to like compensate him or something. Well, if you find those kids, give them a stern talking to them for me.
Will do.
Oh yeah.
Will do.
Yep.
They always seem to run by here in like the morning or at night. Like they always run by. And, I don't know. They play out in the fields or something that way. But I'm always on the way, so I get harassed.
Well, we'll check out those fields.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be in the farmer's market tomorrow morning if you want to buy some eggs.
We might do that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Might. Yeah.
All
Beef
right.
soup.
I'll throw something in extra if you get them to start leaving me alone.
Okay.
Let's go terrorize some youths.
For
Let's talk
walking
to
away.
them. Talk to them.
Yes, we're not going to kill their parents yet.
As you're walking
Yep.
away, I'm just going to look at Rudigar and be like, "You're not getting a chicken. You're not going to hatch it from an egg. You're not going to be sitting on it every night waiting for it to hatch."
No, that's what Puffin
You're looking
Daddy's
at your
for.
crab and your puffin.
That's what Puffin
If I were to get a chicken, I could name
Mhm.
it Punky Rooster.
Hmm. Nice.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we're getting a chicken.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way.
Battle chicken.
Battle chicken.
At this point, it's
Slide it
getting
on.
probably around like 3 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And there is actually a group of younger kids, a little bit older than some of the other ones that you've seen. Looks to be a group of 6. Estimate they're all maybe about, the youngest one looks to be about 13. Oldest one looks like maybe it's like 16.
Okay.
See them, they're all running. A few of them have like sticks and they're just whacking things in the street, and they're like along the road coming back into town.
Doing stick things.
I yell out at them.
Hmm.
Hey, you dicks.
They look over and like, what?
Come here.
Why?
I'll shoot you if you don't.
Why?
I pull out my bow.
They kind of like look at each other and they like whisper.
You
hush,
can't
hush,
outrun
and
my
a few of them,
arrow.
like pick up some rocks and they walk over. Like, what?
Do any of you know about a giant jack-in-the-box with its metal hand crank that has been stolen?
They all like look at each other, like their eyes kind of go back and forth. Like, no.
Do I get the
Which one
sense
of you
that that's the
needs to
lie?
get shot first?
Can we roll a discern check on that?
It's very much the classic, like a kid's been caught red-handed and just like
Okay.
Did you
Like-
wash your hands before bed?
the-
Yes.
yeah, it's that. It's like when kids like got green all over their mouth. They're like, did you eat the marker? No. Yeah, no, like being that direct and that blunt and that specific, they're instantly very noticeable. Like, no, we don't know what you're talking about.
I will shoot you.
We don't have a crank.
Where is it?
We don't have it. See, none of us have it.
I asked where it
Wait.
is.
And they like kind of look at each other, and one of them's like, "Tell him." And they're like, "Well, we gave it to that old lady."
The one that smells funny?
Yeah.
Who has a shop and asks you guys to go get mushrooms and stuff for her?
Sometimes. I wouldn't really call it a shop. It's kind of weird.
Where exactly can I find her at?
And they all like kind of look at each other and more like the shifty eye thing. Like, well, sometimes she's just a little bit north of here, a little bit north of town.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Well, I mean, if you guys are looking for it, I don't know if you guys are gonna find it.
In that case, we'll be expecting you to work for us tonight.
You're going to take us there.
Uh,
Of course, working for us does have rewards, and I'll pull out a satchel of money.
and they look at that and they're like, oh, and they're all like kind of hushing, bickering and stuff. They're like, well, I mean, every time we've told people about it, they go up there and there's nothing there. But
Well, that's why you're going to take us there, because it's there for you.
yeah, we haven't tried to bring anyone. Well, I mean, last time we did, it wasn't there though, still. But
Oh,
we weren't trying to bring her anything either.
When's the next time you're supposed to bring her something?
You see one of them's holding like a bundle of just some random like
Let's go.
plants and things that they've left. They're like, now I guess.
Now.
Now is a great time.
Oh,
Good
you
answer.
also know that farmer over there that you throw rocks at his house and stuff?
And they all like kind of look down a little bit. No.
Well, we're assassins, and he has paid us to kill you all. But we think it's wrong to kill children for money.
You do seem a little young to die, but not
So-
too young to die.
I told him that I would make a deal with you. If you all promise never to
Okay.
harass him again, he'll let it go.
We all kind of like look at each other.
If you
Oh,
don't
I can't say
promise,
anything for
Pretty
the.
much almost all of them look at just like two of the kids in this group. They're like, see you guys?
if you don't
And you see them
promise,
just kind of like very objectively like looking to the side.
if you don't promise, he said he's going to double the bounty.
And
And
they're,
I
like,
just
sort of
can't
like,
say no to
he's
that
always the
kind
one
of
that
money.
throws the rocks. I always tell you guys not to throw those rocks.
It's the group of you. I'm sorry. You all have to promise.
They're like, I promise. And then they like slap the one kid on like the back of the head. He's like, ow. Yeah, we promise.
Perfect. I will let him know that you've promised to stop, and he will drop the bounty on you.
Okay.
But he
They,
knows
like-
how to find us if you change your mind.
He
They don't
does.
necessarily seem to be like buying the assassin bounty thing, but they're still like scared of you guys. like, but they're like the effect is still the same.
Yeah.
Like, you keep saying bounty, they seem to be like confused about that, but like they see that you guys have weapons and there's a lot of you, and like definitely more imposing than they are.
Anyway,
With that, they're like, okay, I guess we'll stop, right, guys? Like, yeah, we won't throw rocks at him anymore.
you won't mess with him at all. He is off limits.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
In fact, if anybody else tries to mess with them, you have our permission to beat them up.
Oh, they start laughing at that a little bit. It's like, oh yeah, your little brother does that sometimes.
Exactly. Turn them against each other. They'll
That's
all
it.
come in.
That's it. Divide and
There it
conquer.
is. Yep.
The kid that's holding the like, it looks like it's some lawn, like very kind of purplish plant. It's kind of like spindly, just a little bit.
Okay.
I
I don't know shit about
really
plants.
recognize it.
Yeah, so
It's got like this kind of strange bulbous thing on the end of it. He's also got like a small little sack with some mushrooms in it. And that kid seems to be looking the most nervous as you guys are all talking about being brought back to this place.
all right.
He's
Yeah. I'm sorry, Joe. I didn't mean.
kinda
I
like-
thought. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, I would say like he's the one that you could see that hasn't really said anything, especially since you guys have said like bring us back to the witch or whatever. Like
Yeah.
all the other kids are like okay, but this one's like been completely silent and seems like to be kind of panicking, but he doesn't know what to say.
Okay. Lead the way, kids.
I mean, as you guys say that kid like kind of tugs on one of them. He's like, I don't know if we should do that.
I pull an arrow.
We can all have a nice day, or you can all have a bad day.
I knock the arrow. Come on.
But she's scary.
Well,
We'll protect you.
who's scarier right now, her or us?
And they all say her.
Shit.
All right. So we're all agreed we are going to beat the absolute dog crap out of this lady, right?
Probably. I mean, we should talk to her first. I mean, there's still room for a misunderstanding.
I suppose so.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
If I smell evil on her, she's toast.
yeah, I'm great with that.
You smell the same smell as we smell.
Yeah. But, you know, if we can talk her down and get the crank back and find out that she's not up to anything terrible. I don't see any reason to. Yeah. Once again, it's no crime doing creepy magic in a house that smells funny.
Not yet.
I mean, as old as she
Right.
is, if she was going to do crime, she would have done crime already.
She has
I
done
mean-
crime already.
Yeah, stealing's
still
a
a-
small crime.
Depends on what you steal, I guess.
That's true.
Yeah. A crank from a sentient Jack in the Box named Percy that's 200
It just seems
years
like-
old.
A jerk thing to do.
Yeah, it's jerky. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll make sure she's not doing anything blatantly illegal. And if she is,
We do what you give the word.
oh,
It's
yes,
on like
excellent.
Donkey
we,
Kong.
We blatantly kill her.
Yep.
Monster hunting. I love it. Let's do it.
Monster
Mhm.
hunting.
As you guys are talking
Either way,
about,
do we need to
youngsters.
Do we need to have
Going
like
up
a
there.
code word?
Banana.
Yeah.
Get her.
banana.
Get her. Okay.
Yeah.
Get her.
Keep
Nice and
stabbing
simple.
her.
Yep.
Get her
They'll
what?
kinda, like,
Oh,
look
dead.
around and-
Ah.
The one kid that's holding like the things to deliver to her is kind of like looking around. They're like, it's getting a little bit late. Like, we need to go there really quick if
All right.
we're gonna
Let's
get
get
back in
moving.
time."
Yeah. So let's go.
And he still looks kind of nervous. And before he starts moving, he kind of like seemed like thinking it over a little bit, and then just kind of like shake his head. It's like, okay, let's go. And they start like running, not like trying to outrun you, but
Yeah.
like
Moving
very
quickly.
likely.
Just trying to hustle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So they start running off. They don't go back to like the main road. They
Sure.
like are kind of following the wall of this town that stinks up. And then it goes up. It starts to be more and more kind of like grassy type vegetation, and then you see there's more and more trees. It looks like there's kind of like a small forest off to the north here. Some of the trees are pretty sparse and dead towards the edges of it, but you see a lot more like greenery and full trees deeper in. And you see there's like lots of little paths that looks like people have been hiking on or going through on trails. There's no like maintained road or anything up here, but lots of trails. And they seem to be running along that. They seem to be pretty familiar with it too. They're not like really looking around. It looks like this is like a path they've gone on several times. And the kid with the like herbs and things, he's kind of a little bit further in front of the rest, a little bit by themselves, and the rest of the kids are kind of like whispering amongst themselves. Are you guys like trying to follow behind all of them or in the middle? Like, how do you picture yourselves being kind of like distributed?
Just a few steps behind them.
Mhm.
Yeah, we don't want to give them the opportunity to just bolt.
Yeah.
Right.
And like if it's some kind of like weird like gates, we don't want it to slam in our faces or something. Yeah. So
I want to like try to do whatever they're doing. Now.
The children are our buffer.
they're our
I-
buffer.
I want to
They're-
cast a spell.
Oh,
Operation hide behind the children.
Okay.
So
The younglings.
I picked up a new cantrip in athletics, and
Okay.
so I am going to basically like try to sprout like additional legs and kind of go on all 8 and kind of scuttle about into the darkness and keeping pace with everyone.
Okay. Sure. Absolutely. You can roll that. We are moving into a nature context.
I'm gonna.
I didn't vote for that.
Same.
What the heck? Oh shit!
Oh no.
Oh god!
Try to cast your spell. Your skin kind of bubbles and pulses out. Try to
Oh yeah,
sprout, but you're not
I
able
let out-
to.
I'm like ah.
Yeah, it fails. You're feeling pretty sore. You've got like a few blisters that have popped
And-
out where they tried to.
Yeah, and the tattoos on my like arms and legs, like they twitched, and it was almost more like they kind of like jabbed in.
Yeah.
That's totally normal for him to just say, "Ow, don't worry."
You know, Akar, I never really considered it, but Lonan might be a monster.
Like I was
I
saying
guess we'll
earlier,
have to see what he does.
doing creepy magic isn't a crime.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair
that's why I said we'll have to see what he does.
enough.
Mhm.
You know that
Mhm.
I stand corrected. You know, I'm learning. We're all learning.
Perhaps
Me
if he
especially.
goes hauling people's cows off into the darkness,
No,
mean-
it's fine. It's fine. Just wasn't grandmother said no.
Mhm.
Okay. Like that looks like
So
that
as you
hurt.
guys hit, kind of like,
It did. It did.
yep. And that's 3 physical damage, by the way.
Yep. I took that. Yep.
Yeah. And, so yeah, as you guys make it kind of into the tree line, it's getting a little bit thicker. You're just getting to the point where you can't really see out of the forest anymore. You're just kind of like trees all around, much like my background here. And the sun's up enough at an angle that there's still some light, and you see a few of them are kind of calling. And they turn back to you guys like, oh, we really need to go pretty quick. Like, she's not that much farther forward, but we don't want to be out here much later. It's scary at night.
That's fair.
okay.
And then the one kid with the items at front, he kind of like puts his hands up to halt a little bit, and he turns around. He's like, "You guys are going to need to be a lot farther back, I think, because last time we tried to bring people out here, it just wasn't there when we got there. So,
Yeah.
we're trying to deliver something, but just to be safe, like I don't know how far away you need to be, but maybe just so that you can still see us."
Okay.
All right. All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you run on us, we will find you
I mean,
And your parents.
and
Oh.
your brothers.
But also, if things kind of kick off, absolutely run for your lives.
No. Mm. And then they're
kinda
just
like
gonna see danger
conflicted.
everywhere they go. Yeah, no.
that at that the two, they're like, a few of them are like starting to just think about it getting like more dangerous. You know, they've been kind of like coerced to this point, but now they're just like kind of starting to actually get scared, but they seem to brush it aside a little bit, and they continue off. You guys have much more of a space. Like, how far back are you trying to say? Like, just barely within eyesight, or like where do you guys feel like you'd be at distance wise?
I don't know. Like, I think I'll kind of take their lead on how far back we need to be, because I don't want to
Okay.
be any farther back than necessary.
We have to. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go on about another 10 minutes, and you're just watching them weaving through the trees here and there. It's a pretty straight shot, and the trees aren't super dense, so you've got a pretty good sight of them. But then after another 5 minutes, another 10 minutes, the trees are getting a little bit more dense. You see the kid that was holding the things goes like behind a tree, kind of, but you don't see him again. And the tree doesn't look thick enough that he should have disappeared. And you're almost like confused for a little bit, but it seems like he's gone. None of the other kids like react to that though. And same thing with them, as they all start to kind of turn around this slight bend. And as they go around this tree, you lose sight of all of them.
Let's go.
Go.
We'll do the same
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
It looks like just normal woods for the most part. You're following this path, and it winds around. And as soon as you come around the side, like right as you pass by one of these trees, there's now a hut that's not very far away from you. Like, you should have been able to see that, but it just is suddenly there in front of you. And there's this kind of weird stench in the air. It's a little bit like something's burning, a little bit acidic. And you see it's like this thatcheted mud hut, pretty small. It's got this big chimney off the side of it. It's got a stack of wood to the side. It's moss growing over all of it. Vegetation in the area doesn't look like it's been culled back at all. It's all just pretty natural looking. And there's just like this really, really subtle, soft light running from the window. And you see the first kid. You don't see the first kid that had the items, and then you see the other kids like are just getting up to the door. Looks like the door is open.
I mean, she probably knows we're coming.
I believe it.
What are you doing? Are you just walking straight up? Is there any particular way that you're trying to approach this?
I say we just
we're gonna try to.
go ahead. I was going to say let's go right in. I mean, if we're going to try and talk, we should try and talk.
Yeah.
Be
Is
straightforward.
there any? I hate to say this. Is there any way we can cut it here? Because I am about to die.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a good stopping point.
It is actually, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We end right as you see this hut appears, and you see the door like closing on the last kids going into this small, unimposing
Okay.
but weird smelling hut in the forest.
Stinky huts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Keyboard action joke. Good God.
Oh,
Yes. Leave it a note. All right. Well, yeah, that's the session for tonight. Here's the main thing to wrap up. EXP questions. Sure, don't forget that, so you guys can grab
Good session.
things to level up.
Yeah. Session.
Yeah, all of you
Yeah.
have been here for the session. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone fail a roll
I didn't
or
make
take
a-
damage from pushing
Did
to
I
fall
make a
out?
roll?
I did.
that's a not.
You did too,
I
Dan.
failed my roll. I failed mine
Yeah,
critically.
you did. Yep. So anyone that failed a roll or took damage from pushing, you get that point. Story, you guys all advanced the story. No one took any fallout or conditions. Maybe stop saying fallout. It's conditions now because they do slightly different things. And then no GM boon tonight. I need to keep that in my head more, but yeah. So everyone should have at least 2, and then anyone that failed their rolls have 3. And then Jake, for the last time that you weren't here, you can pick up 3 experience points as well. Just to kind of stay on track.
Much appreciated.
Because I think last time everybody had 3 XP at least.
Mm.
Except for, I think everyone had 3 last time except for you, Chuck, who had 4 because you took a condition.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And with that, you can buy advancements. You can buy EXP. You can save up and buy a full-on like feat advancement. However you want to spend your experience.
Yep.
And you can hold
True
on to
that.
it indefinitely if you want, for some reason.
Never advance anything.
Yeah, you don't
I'm
technically
going
have
to
spend it.
be the same forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you're just
All
like,
right.
oh yeah, I'm a god now. All of a sudden, and then
Yeah.
just wipe out the last boss.
Yeah. It's like when I play Path of Exile, I don't know what my build is yet, and I've got like 20 points just sitting there, and then buy like everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's Anvea. Session 3 concluded. You guys are investigating the disappearance of this crank that the sentient Jack-in-the-Box Percy was missing. Apparently it was stolen by this witch, or at least she pulled these kids up to it, and we'll see why and if that even happened next time. Along the greater trip of looking into this monster that seems to be disappearing people.
Yeah.
All right. What else have we got going on the channel, Chuck?
Let's see. Today / tomorrow, Saturday, it's a doubleheader. at 1 p.m. Central over on Grim and Perilous Plays. We are doing some Forbidden Lands. Dan will be hanging out there with me for that. Tomorrow night over on Goodman Games Official, 9 p.m. Central. We've got Weird Frontiers. We're starting up the final chapter. I don't know what Bert referred to it as. Joe, myself, Dan, Jake, they're all there for that, along with Jeremy and Eddie. And then Wednesday, we got Dungeon Crawl Classics, Night Below, Classic second edition campaign going all the ways DCC goes. With I'm running that with Dan and Alex and John and Jeremy and Bert.
Got
We're
Halfling
making
Commandos.
Great
Halfling
decisions.
Commandos. And we'll be back here
Halfling
next
Commandos.
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
John.
Cool.
Yeah. We've got we'll see what'll exactly happen, but Tuesdays and Thursdays on the Defenders of Cobalt YouTube channel, we have episodes of our Pathfinder Second Edition actual play of the Ashes Adventure Path and Oops, They're All Goblins. And just keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Good time.
We even have a fun little Reddit post.
We do. It's very nice.
It's very cool.
Awesome. Well, yeah. Next Friday we'll be back here, resuming where we're at, and see what shenanigans you get into. I don't have a predetermined. I have no idea how you guys are going to react to the next few things you're going to run into. So,
Joe, we don't
who knows how it'll
either.
go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to
Don't.
surprise everyone.
Even ourselves.
Mostly ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
It'll
see what
be fun.
happens.
Looking forward to it. But all right. Well, everyone have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Check out the rest of our stuff.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Later.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.